All right then. So I just completed a few more shoes in this sort of like ongoing campaign of mine to prove to folks out there that tackling any of these table games, casino table games, is a ridiculous waste of money. If you don't have a lot of money behind you, and if you don't have a really solid betting strategy to keep you going, to take you through the rough patches, and also to stop you from doing these ridiculous fail Mary bets that the likes of Mr. Handpay and Vegas Matt and Bobby Rivas and loads of others go in for all the time. And of course, I admit that I'm completely lost on the appeal of gambling as a spectator sport, um, particularly because the people that offer you the opportunity to watch them play are not really in jeopardy at all because they've got so much money coming in from Google for their subscribers, their hits, their views, whatever. So it's kind of a completely false world there. They have to play like idiots because if they were to play sensibly and strategically, cleverly, intelligently, or win intelligently, the casinos wouldn't like it. So none of them does that. They just don't do it. Um, I watched this live stream or parts of this live stream from Vegas Matt and friends this morning. I don't know when it ran, sometime yesterday, I guess. 5 hours. I skip all the slot machine play because that really is completely mindless. I mean, I just can't get that. And yet there are people in the comments saying that they're there for every one of those 5 hours. Christ on a bicycle. I'm obviously too slow-witted to get this because it's over my head. It really is. But with these demos that I do again and again and again, what I'm trying to show you is simply don't bet like the idiots on YouTube, the professional losers, because you don't have their safety net. You can't afford to do it. And if you have a ton of money, even that won't save you from losing unless you have a plan. So you need those two things. You need a really, really viable betting strategy, and I can think of one, but that's up to you. A really viable betting strategy that has terrific long-term performance behind it, proof behind it, but you also need a load of money. You cannot win with just one of those two elements. You must have the two in place. The other important thing, of course, being you've got to be disciplined, sober. You've got to only play these games when you're at your best. So not when you're tired, not when you're anxious, not when you're drunk, um, preferably not when you're stupid, although I have my moments, I must confess, when I'm just doing these demos with the two sims that I use, the Baccarat Win Pro and Mike Shackelford's Wizard of Odds blackjack sim. And I keep not meaning to write to him and to say, come on, man, let's sort out this blackjack sim of yours. But it's doing the job for me, so I can't really complain. But anyway, all I wanted to do this time, there's not much point in me putting up every single one of these things that I produce because I'm getting an audience of maybe three or four. And so I'm doing it from now on a special request basis. I will put up these lists to show you what's available. I think the last ones I put up were somewhere around the sort of the 60, 69, something like that, maybe earlier. But, the blackjack information in here could be spurious. It could be fake. It ain't, but it could be. But if you just ask to see, if you want to see the video, I'll put it up. I won't put any of the fancy graphics on it or the text or any of that stuff because it does seem to me like it's kind of counterproductive. It's good for me to have all this information in the archive because there are so many trolls and shills and mathematicians out there who come at me once in a blue moon. I don't pay very much attention to them, but they have this thing where they'll sort of say, Oh, well, that's purely anecdotal. It's irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything. And also, Sims are not the same as the real thing. Blah, 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 blah. It's all a load of bullshit, to be honest. But there's a lot of bullshit out there. It's up to you to decide whether I'm a bullshit artist. I promise you I'm not, but I could be, I suppose. Let's pull up. There aren't enough losers in this list. We've only got 4 losers out of 30. So I'll go to page 2 and we'll have a look at that. It can sometimes take a little while. Oh, not too bad this time. So let's pull it up to here so that it goes down to 30. And yeah, there was this terrible patch in here. But because I had money behind me, because I had a bankroll worth a damn, I was able to power through it and eventually come out with, 572,500 as a win here, boosted by 6,125 here from blackjack, and by another huge pile of money here from blackjack, 96,000 right here. And every so often you will see a situation like this. But if you've got money behind you, you can power through this crap and come out the other side. But you have to be willing to look at these games as a market, as a business proposition, and tackle them as you would a business opportunity anywhere else, whether it's stock market or whether it's property dealing or whatever. Export import, as they used to call it when people were died in the wool crooks. Oh yes, I'm in the export import business. Yeah. Okay. Before this one, let's have a look at page 3. And you're never going to see perfection here, but you will see an awful lot of winning. That's for sure. DBO's been going on forever now, so I thought I'd at least go back to the beginning of the DBO series. So it's got a little bit further to go, I think. But all I can do is show you and reassure you that there are loads of demos out there that prove exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, once in a while you're going to see a sad story, a nasty story, but not very many, let's face it. I mean, given how long this lot has been going on, this is page 4 going all the way back to shoe 1137, and we're on something like 1642. So that's quite a few. Oh, these were replays here, weren't they? Okay, so the real is 1533 back here. It's a lot of shoes, folks. It's a ton. I'll do one more page. How about that? And I cannot overstate the value of having a sim at your disposal like the Baccarat Win Pro thing, because it really is fantastic. It's cheat proof. This is what 0414, so that's going back to April, beginning of April, mid-April. I think that's probably enough, don't you? I do replays every so often because I make mistakes, and I like to just see if I'd had my head screwed on straight, if I'd have been able to do better. But there we are. I'm going to leave it at that, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do with all this information. That's all I can do is just show you, tell you. But I'm in the wrong place, really, on YouTube, in the gambling channel, or in amongst all the other gambling channels. I'm in the wrong place because the people, the herd that watches the likes of Vegas Matt, 1.2 million subscribers now. Good God, how does anybody see anything in that madness, that stupidity? I just, but like I say, obviously I'm not smart enough to understand what's going on there. I can see Matt's business model. Play to the peanut gallery, give the noisy mob what they want to watch, and they will flock to your tent and throw money at you. And of course, the money has to come through Google. But it's kind of depressing, really, to think that there's 1.2 million people out there who find his professional inanity entertaining. But there we are. That's how it goes. next time.